Something happened in my childhood that I've never talked about with anyone.
I just heard screaming, bloody murder.
Paris Hilton was the original celebutante, the inventor of being famous for being famous.
Her name has become synonymous with being blonde, ditzy, and filthy rich.
That's hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
It didn't used to be that way.
This is Paris. No, this is.
No one really knows who I am.
I don't even give a about any of these things.
Who is the real Paris Hilton?
She's probably one of the most intelligent people you'll ever meet.
I've been playing this character for so long.
Holy crap, this chick's a genius.
I don't even know who I am sometimes.
I've never discussed this publicly with anyone.
What devastating secret has Paris Hilton been hiding from the world?
Trauma. The mind may forget, but the body never forgets.
Getting yelled at or hit, they'd make people take their clothes off. It's terrifying, and I relive that every night. It made me not trust anyone, not even my own family. It gives me anxiety. It's really hard. I'll never be able to erase it. I thought I was being kidnapped. I started screaming and for my mom and dad, like, help me, and no one came. As they were taking me, I saw my parents standing by their door crying. And I was like, please help me, what's happening? And no one would tell me what was happening.
When 17-year-old Paris Hilton's partying ways embarrassed her parents one too many times, they thought they had the perfect solution.
My parents were scared and they didn't want their reputations to be ruined. So I felt like I was just sent away to be hidden. There was no convincing them, no matter what I said. The last school that I went to was Provo Canyon School, and that was the worst of the worst. Some people in that place were just gone. Like, the lights are on, no one's home.
Staff were abusive. One thing I can say is that they tried really hard to break me, and they caused a few cracks.
A lot of people were on suicide watch, and I was so scared that was gonna happen to me. And the only thing that saved my sanity was thinking about what I wanted to do and who I wanted to become when I got out of there.
And when she left Provo at 18, she buried her trauma under a perfect new persona.
I made a promise to myself that I was never going to talk about it. Just too painful to think about, so I just tried to act like it never happened.
I was so obsessed with looking perfect on the outside. I never spoke to my family about it. I think all my anger just went into my drive for success. So successful that my parents could never control me again.
But as she was trying to build her own empire, she put her trust in the wrong man.
It was my first real relationship. I was just so lost and desperate for love that I found the worst possible person.
Sex video showing Paris and her ex was released to media outlets and is circulating on the internet. All of this without her consent.
This is not what I planned. I didn't want to be known as that. I just felt so betrayed. This is not some random guy. This was someone I was with for a few years. I can't believe that he would do something like that to me. It was like being electronically raped.
And when she got the chance to film reality show The Simple Life, she escaped into a fantasy land, acting like everything was fine.
I wanted to do it. I didn't care what anyone said.
I also loved the attention. I felt like that was love. It's a character that I developed for The Simple Life. They wanted someone who was an airhead and kind of had the baby voice.
What is Walmart? It's like they sell wall stuff?
I didn't used to be that way.
She fled even further into her character, throwing herself into a whirlwind lifestyle.
I am afraid to grow up. I think after being at those schools, you lose your childhood. I was going to clubs and parties and being photographed.
Paris was hiding her pain beneath the glamorous surface.
Paris Hilton was the inventor of being famous for being famous.
Paris really started that movement of having paparazzi follow your every move. I wouldn't be here today if it hadn't been for starting off.
But soon, the cracks started to appear.
Paris Hilton was sentenced to 45 days in jail for driving under the influence.
I don't even know who I am sometimes. I'm always putting on this happy, perfect life. I see even little girls who are 10 years old, 9 years old, and they're trying to get the perfect selfie. They're putting the filters on. They can't even look at themselves on the phone without putting a filter. I can't even imagine being a 13-year-old girl today. I do feel responsible for it.
No matter how deep she hid in a world of selfies and celebrities, it didn't stop the nightmares.
They say trauma. The mind may forget, but the body never forgets. And it's trapped in you, and it can come out whenever.
I have horrible insomnia. I'm scared to go to bed at night. I always have this recurring nightmare. I'm in bed, and these two people come into my room and say, do you want this to happen the easy way or the hard way? I think the only way to have these nightmares stop is to do something about it.
Paris reached out to the one person who would understand, her old roommate from Provo. And when they reconnected, the memories came flooding back.
getting yelled at or hit all day long. They would prescribe everyone all these pills. I didn't know what they were giving me. I would just feel so tired and numb. I found out a way to not take the pills, and I got in so much trouble for that. Solitary confinement. They'd make people take their clothes off and go in there like for 20 hours. Felt like I was going crazy. I was freezing, I was starving, I was alone, I was scared. It was hard just to relive and have to remember all these traumatic experiences that I tried so hard to forget.
The memories triggered something in Paris.
There's just so much to take in. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not alone. It's not me, and it's not my fault. This character that I did, and talking with them, like, I started remembering who I was before.
I remember, like, it was the day that you blew my mind because, like, you were quiet and you, like, explained this economic theory, and it was super clear and super smart. And I was just like, holy crap, this chick's a genius.
When I look around my life, like, it's like a cartoon. I've created this fantasy world cartoon. But the thing is, I don't even give a about any of these things. I've hardly worn any of these shoes. I love just chilling in my sweatsuit, my socks. All this other stuff is just part of the character.
By remembering who she truly was, Paris was able to be there for someone else.
We're all survivors, we're all warriors, and I don't want anyone to ever feel the way we do.
And when she started speaking out publicly, more survivors came forward.
If I don't say anything, then no one is, and I want to be a voice for the voiceless.
I'm watching a mirror image of everything I've been through as well. I've had the people come and take me away. I've been locked up in solitary confinement. I haven't seen a kind of story like this really reflected out there. That's one I recognize so deeply.
By opening up and showing her true self, Paris inspired others and set herself free.
Just such a weight off of my shoulders to let go of all these emotions that I've been holding in for so long.
I am so excited for the future. I feel like this is the best place I've ever been in my life.
Don't worry, be strong. You're gonna make it